Hey, listen, the main thing I want this podcast to be about, okay, is about us being friends, all right, and we fucking love guns.
Of the slug or the shell?
Like lengthwise.
Well, I think
Like from the tip of the round itself to the bottom of the casing, 5.56 millimeters lengthwise.
That can't be it.
Because then the caliber, and then the caliber would be the diameter of the round, which is the 22, like 22 millimeter 5.56 round.
Yeah.
Okay, so then it must be the length. The 5.56 probably is the length of the round.
Okay. Like, so you're talking about the length of the round, the actual slug, or the length from tip of the slug to the bottom of the cartridge?
Exactly.
Okay. Because the 223, right?
Right.
It's the exact same size, the exact same length.
Yeah.
It's just as a smaller slug. Correct? Or no, right?
That doesn't make sense. It
that
makes
doesn't make
sense
any
because
sense.
they look
Same
like the
slug.
same exact round.
It's the same size, the same diameter round.
So then the
It's
first
5.56
designation.
pack.
So
the
then
5.56 is a military whatever. You know what I mean?
well, yeah, because when you say 223, I think you're actually saying .223, not
Yeah.
not 5.56, not
Yeah.
2.33 or 2.23. You know what I'm saying? So you're actually, when you say 5.56, you're actually saying .223.
But see, that's the thing that I'm trying to understand when it comes to, especially the 223 and the 5.56, right?
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck is the difference between them?
The gunpowder, right?
Yeah.
The gunpowder.
The 5.56 got a lot more, ass behind it, no more bang.
It does, yeah.
All right, there we go. All right, so keep talking.
There's
So
more.
the 5.56 has more gunpowder, has more
and a
power,
higher
More velocity.
more velocity.
The slug's probably different too.
Well, yeah, it's a different construction.
Yeah.
Different materials because it's a lot fat. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
A lot fat.
Like-
and as you can see on a 5.56 round, the end of it is a different color because it's hardened.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
You're right. Because when I went to
Okay.
I went to the range and I bought rounds that were like, what is the typical velocity, like? What is it? 1600 meters per second or something like that.
No, it should be like 22,000 feet per second or something like that. Some of them 3.
Okay, so 22,000 feet per second. Okay, so when I went to the range, the stipulation was that you couldn't use rounds in an indoor range over like 2,500 feet per second.
Yeah, because it cuts right through the thing they got behind it like butter.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
You have to have a special backing
Right.
in order to shoot rounds like that.
So the reason why they allowed me to shoot these particular rounds, they weren't steel core rounds, but they were high velocity. They let me shoot them because my bore size wasn't 16 inches. Because I guess, the longer the barrel, the
Higher velocity.
the higher velocity, exactly. So they allowed me to shoot these rounds that were high velocity rounds, except because the barrel was so short. So, and like you said, I think they were like right around 2,100 or something like that feet per second. So then I guess the 223 has something to do with the grain or it's definitely the caliber.
I know 223 is the caliber.
It
It's
is
a
the
22
caliber.
round.
Yeah, the caliber for sure. But then the millimeters, it's 5.56 millimeters.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we got some 223 right here.
Maybe they do it because it's millimeter. Because different countries, like a lot of the different countries have it. You know what I mean? And if it's millimeter, it's different than inches. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
Back to the caliber thing for self defense.
Yeah, I have a 5.56. Let me grab it. I have a 5.56 NATO.
I have them right here, Joshy.
You got 5.56?
I got a 5.56 and a 2.23.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
Like,
Cool.
me personally, I like the 40 cal. You know, they say it messes up the gun, and you don't need a 9 millimeter. You know, for follow up shots. But I'm thinking, me personally, I think if you have a bigger round, the more effect that it would cause, which means the less rounds you would have to shoot, and the less rounds you shoot means less chances for misses.
Yeah.
That's true.
So Sean, Savage, what we're trying to discuss is 5.56. Excuse me, Savage, 5.56. Not so. The 5.56 is the 5.56 millimeter is a 2.23 caliber. What we're trying to figure out is
22 caliber.
22 caliber.
Mm-hmm.
So the difference, well, it's 2.23, also same thing.
All right, so on the front of this, I have 55 grain, both 5.56 and the 2.23, right? Full metal jacket BT, full metal jacket BT on both of them, right? Now, what's different is the 5.56 has a 31. Whoop, sorry about that. 3120 feet per second MV, right?
Mm-hmm.
The 223 has a 2900 feet per second MV.
Okay.
So muzzle velocity. What the difference that I can see on just these two boxes is just the muzzle velocity that is different.
Right.
So basically, the 5.56 comes out of the end of the barrel with more ass and power, and can go further, faster.
Flatter shooting.
Huh?
Flatter shooting. Yeah.
Yeah. The 223 is a tiny bit slower, and yeah, that's what I'm getting.
Less
at.
gunpowder. Yeah.
And
And
me personally, I wouldn't want to get shot by either one. So
I could tell the difference, honestly. So last time,
it's a little bit more recoil.
not the last time. The last time I went to the range, I shot 5.56. The time before that, I shot the 2.23. You know, whatever. And the difference is there. Like honestly, I was like bucking off with the 2.23. Like nobody's business. It was no problem. With the 5.56, you hear the recoil is so much more, even though it's the same it's the same millimeter, the same length, from tip of the slug to the end of the cartridge. You know what I mean? So less gunpowder. So the difference would be, I guess, just gunpowder, because if a 5.56 millimeter is a 22 caliber.
Another thing that's not making sense to me, Joshy,
Yeah.
is these are the exact same round. We can shoot them out of our ARs, right?
Yeah.
Same size, every fucking thing, right? I don't understand is, so what I'm getting from a side-by-side comparison of a 223 and a 5.56, right? 5.56 is slightly taller. Slightly taller. The casing on it looks exactly the fucking same. Right? Right? You want to hold them? You see how it's slightly taller? Right? But the casing, the size of the casing, is all the fucking same.
It could be how the bullet seated in there too.
Feel those two. I think the 5.56 is slightly bigger, like in the actual casing, for it to have a different, like, I guess because it needs more gunpowder to get that velocity, the muzzle velocity.
Yes.
Does that feel like it's a little thicker to you?
I'm pretty sure mine were 55 grain. The 5.56 rounds that I had were 55.
Yeah, that's what these are. That's what these are. Both of them.
The case is thicker and heavier for the 5.56. You can see the difference how it's tempered at the top.
And maybe, do you think the slug lengthwise is bigger too, or no?
It is. It's slightly bigger.
Okay.
I think it's how it's seated. You see how, at the neck.
Yeah. That's the thing. If you see at the neck where the
I just
five
think
five
how it was
six.
seated.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? One just down further.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's just look this up. The
Yeah,
the
fucking
difference
Google it.
between the
Feeding
difference.
issues, man.
Huh?
Hopefully that wouldn't cause feeding issues.
What?
No, I'm just thinking, it being like different length.
Okay,
But that's the thing. That's the thing that I never understood.
if your rifle is chambered for 5.56 with able to withstand higher pressure,
Yeah, you
Then-
can shoot 223.
yeah, which
Exactly.
I can shoot both of those through my AR.
Me
Yeah,
too.
BB gun.
5.56. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Through my
We're
BB
not
gun.
on TikTok anymore, so we're good.
So it says the first difference is the higher pressure level of the 5.56, which runs approximately 58,000 psi. The 223 is 55,000 psi. And the second difference is the 5.56 chamber has a 0.125 inch longer throat. Throat.
Yeah. So that explains why the throat and the round and
Yes.
the slug. I'm sorry, sits just slightly higher than the 223.
So more pressure
Mm-hmm.
and longer throat, and I guess that's the only difference. So why did they decide to call it a .223?
Fuck if I know.
Because that's the round it actually shot versus 223, and then the military made the 5.56.
And the
Okay.
223 is the caliber of the round.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, 22, 223. Yeah.
Yeah, 22.223. Yeah. Okay. So now it's all coming together. I think for a name like 2A Brotherhoods, we sound pretty stupid right now.
No, we don't. No.
Nah,
See,
I know. I'm
that's
just
the
kidding.
thing.
I'm kidding.
What is
No.
that?
Hey, listen. We're all. I don't know shit.
We
okay?
love guns. That's all we know.
love guns. That's all I know.
We love
That's
guns.
why one of the main things I want to get out of this podcast is to learn more about our craft.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And then, for the longest time, I've been wondering what the difference between these two things are.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And I think we just found out, and I will probably forget again, and we'll probably have another conversation about it. Yeah.
BB gun. This is a
But yeah.
BB gun.
One of them weaponry BB gun.
Yep.
This is a BB gun too.
Mm-hmm. Everything's a BB gun.
I love BB guns, honestly, man. Like,
Yeah, man. Hey, listen, the main thing I want this podcast to be about, okay, is about us being friends, all right? And we fucking love guns.
we love
Okay.
guns.
Oh yeah. By the way, Joshy, I forgot to tell you, Ben is here with us today.
My man.
Yeah.
All right, he's been chilling right here in the corner.
My man.
Like I was saying, Ben would love this, man.
I know, right?
He's right here
Bro.
with us.
He'd probably, he'd probably be in the podcast with us right now, man.
Right?
Yeah, man. Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah, so we love guns. We love Second Amendment. We love let's just learn more. Let's do it.
Yeah, man.
Let's learn more, do it together, and just have fun.
Well,
Yeah.
this
Just be
whole thing is
organic.
just a learning.
Exactly.
Learning.
Yeah, like-
process, you know what I mean?
Like, you get to the point where people, once they, people start, when they get big and stuff, and they start getting a lot of sponsors, and I hope to God that doesn't happen to us, but when people start getting sponsors and they get like big name sponsors, the sponsors start telling them what to say. You know
They
what I
start
mean?
fucking lying.
Yeah, and then they're just
Exactly.
like, well, if you don't keep saying this, we're not going to pay you.
Yeah.
So, I just want to keep it real. I want to keep it as organic as possible, and I don't want it to change us and what we think
Yeah, we
and
got
what we
this to be-
say.
Yeah, we got this to do what we want to say.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly. And I think
Yeah,
the
man.
people who want to support us and the sponsors that want to, sponsor us, I
If
think
we do,
they
will have
will
to tell
come
them
up.
we're gonna-
But at the end of the day, if we did this and if it was only to help like a handful of people, then it would be worth it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, man.
We
Just gotta keep it
tell 'em
real.
we're gonna say whatever we want to say. They can't. They're not gonna. You know what's it called?
Censor.
Yeah, censor us.
Yeah.
What's that? Like, it's not even about getting censored. It's like the biggest thing
Or
for
yeah,
me is if we can just get some people that are just crazy anti-gun to just like understand something a little better.
Yeah.
Just to understand,
Exactly.
like, I don't like. So I asked Robin, this guy, hey, can you guys send me some videos about why you shouldn't carry with one in the
Ooh.
chamber, right? Because my wife at the time didn't feel comfortable because I have a 2-year-old and we're about to have another baby, and just like that, all right, just like that, and a snap of a finger, me sending out that text message, this guy right here, and this guy sent me videos on how I can make my wife feel better
Yeah.
about having one in the chamber, right? Just like that, in a second.
That shit's out of the question. Not like if you pulling that thing out, man, you gotta be ready to go.
Exactly.
Like you ain't got time to rack a chamber, like, cause this thing is only supposed to be pulled out in a life or death situation.
Yep.
That's me personally. Like, I ain't gonna pull it out if I get in a fight. You know what I mean?
No. So like, what they say is the 3-3-3 rule. Did you hear about that when you took your class? Okay, so basically they said that most gunfights happen within, huh?
Rifle like here to there.
Yeah, for within 3 yards.
Yeah.
Okay, 3 yards away. Your assailant or the person that's trying to harm you is three yards away from you. You have 3 seconds, and there's a minimum of 3 rounds that are shot or that are fired. All right. So I mean, 3 yards. That's not. That's like from here to the end of that table.
Yeah.
You know, that's pretty close. If a person wants to close that gap, there's a guy I work with. He's a ex law enforcement. He said,
that shit in a blink of an eye, man.
"Huh?
Somebody can make this gap in a blink of an eye, especially if they got a knife, man.
Exactly." And that's what he was talking about. Was someone trying to attack you with a knife? He said that, there's a lot of people that have been, shot, and people were complaining like, well, he had a knife, he was far away. He was like, listen. So he was in SWAT, all right? He was in SWAT. He was a sniper in SWAT. So he's had a, pretty good training as far as I know. You know what I mean? And he told me, he was like, listen, if someone is 15 feet away from you, okay, 15 feet away from you, and he has a knife, and he's rendering this thing, and you don't have your gun drawn, by the time that man closes that gap and gets to you enough to stab you, could be, depending on the person, he said, the same amount of time that it takes you to pull out your concealed carry and defend yourself.
Exactly. And that's why having one in the chamber,
that's
exactly.
Be trained,
when I first,
take a class on open carry, concealed carry, whatever your state allows, take a class, okay? And be trained and just be vigilant.
That's why when I decided
I'm going to go live on Instagram.
Okay, go.
And I was like, yo, like, it's no way I'm not keeping one in the chamber. Like, it's just dumb.
You have to, man.
Like, and people say even the safety takes longer. Why would you know what I mean? Like, people say, you need to go into safety. Nah, man. Like, just use your head.
Yeah.
Notice.
Yes.
Know the status of your gun
at all times.
Yeah.
Keep it clean.
Be
keep
safe.
it lubricated. Okay. You got to. That's that's a matter of life and death right there, man.
Yeah.
Like, you like shoot it, make sure it works, make sure it's in the best condition you, because your life is on it, man. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like
I,
Go to
your life, your family life.
Twitch.tv. Go to twitch.tv/JNF, and you can see the whole podcast. You can see the
Yes,
people I'm
sir.
talking to,
Yep.
and
Yes,
you can check
sir.
us all out. We're live right now,
yes,
so
sir.
check us out.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
And
man.
that was one of the things that they said at the instructor said in my class. He said that if you pull your weapon out, he said never pull it out without the intent and the
exactly.
thought of your life being in
Exactly.
complete danger.
Mhm.
He said, don't be the asshole that just starts waving the thing around. You know
Yep.
what I mean? He said, just because you have this concealed carry,
It's a privilege.
Yes.
it's a exactly.
is.
That's exactly what he
It
said.
shouldn't be, but it is. You know what I mean?
I
It
know.
really is. Yep.
No. And that's what he said. He's like, it's a privilege. You have the ability
10
to
minutes.
take care. Yeah. Yeah, you have the ability to take care of your family, to protect your family.
Your loved ones, man.
and
You
your
know,
loved ones.
That's the reason why I wanted to do it.
Yeah.
Man. I refuse to be a victim.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right now.
Yep.
Right.
To Wesley Snipes.
He's got a badge though.
All right. So yeah, he's got a badge. It's okay for him. Gazuar.
I refuse, man. Like refuse for people in my family to be a victim as long as I'm, or my loved ones, as long as I'm there, man.
And don't point your gun, your BB gun,
Right.
at something you're not trying to kill.
We got 9
Yeah.
minutes.
Yeah.
This is the NATO. It's hard to tell, but there's a green tip.
Yeah, I know.
Uh-huh.
So, all right, let's talk another. Let's talk a little bit about actual. You know what I mean? Ammo. All right. So right now, I have a 223 brass tip.
Brass tip. You mean?
That's what it says. I'm sorry, bronze. Sorry.
No, that's the brand.
Oh.
Like the designation of it, bronze.
It says PMC.
Is it a plus P round?
No.
Wow.
And then I have a PMC. This one's
Both
X-Tech.
It's tactical.
Yeah.
You're
And it looks
tactical.
the damn same. What's the difference? And then you have a green tip.
Yes.
All right. So what does the green tip mean?
Steel core, high velocity,
Mm-hmm.
NATO. So it's 5.56 by what is it? 45 millimeter.
Yeah. I was thinking 39, but that's the AK. You know,
Yep.
7.62 by 39. I had a brain fart.
5.56 by 45 millimeter.
Had a
Okay.
blown moment there.
Mm-hmm.
The Remington. What is the Remington?
That's what I have right here.
Let's look this up right quick.
223 is 223 Remington.
Yeah,
That's basically what it is.
yeah, that's what it is. The
Yeah,
223
that's like
Remington.
The cartridge designation.
It's the what is it? The bullet diameter is 5.7. What is it?
5.56.
Millimeter.
5.56.
Yeah, basically millimeter. And the case is 45 millimeter. So 223, right? By 45. 45 millimeter.
5.56 by 45.
5.56 by 45. Yeah. So yeah, that's the, and like we said, that's the difference. The PSI
Mm-hmm.
and the throat.
Mm-hmm.
And this one has a steel core because they're green
Mhm.
tips, and yeah,
And
it's
they're
ju-
meant for penetration.
meant for penetration.
So what's the X-Tac mean?
Rob,
5.56.
you know what X-Tac means.
I guess because it's tactical because it's 5.56.
Okay.
PMC.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is.
So PMC has
Three-
5.56 rounds that are not X-Tac though.
3,270 FPS muzzle velocity. 3,270. That's the X-Tac 5.56. 55 grain.
Mm-hmm.
5.56 X-Tac 62 grain has 3,100 FPS.
Yeah, because the FPS is 3120. on the X tags.
Okay. Is that by a PMC round?
Yeah.
Okay.
Drop the phone.
Okay.
Not too
So
That.
hey, what happened in UFC?
It was done. That was the main event.
Oh, those are all the free stuff?
Yeah, that was the main event.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He did some fancy shit and blew out his knee. And he came out like everything was cool and he got leg kicked
Yep.
and bada bing.
It wasn't too long after the start of the next round, he was done.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't even that. They came out and he got leg kicked and then he was done.
Yeah.
Roberto, can you send me what that rifle right there is called?
Caltech Sub 2000. I got you.
All right, you could.
Caltech Sub 2000.
Yeah.
Caltech.
9mm.
Is that the same people that made your shotty?
Huh? Yeah.
The same shotgun? Yeah.
Yep.
12 gauge, right?
Yep. KSG.
Dude, that thing is nice, bro.
Yeah, it's mad fun, man.
It is mad fun. Next time I come, we should definitely hit the range and shoot that thing.
Definitely, man. Definitely.
Because I would love to get a chance to shoot that again.
Yeah, man. It's mad fun, man. It's like small and compact, and it doesn't have as much recoil as you think it would.
I know, right? You would think. Have you ever done those like competition or like what is it called? Skeet shooting or trap shooting? You ever done that?
Nah.
Bro, you would have so much fun with that, man. I feel like you would have a blast because back when you know, the other guy that's supposed to be here but you know, he's under the weather. He was with the NRA.
Yeah.
So we got to go to all the NRA ranges. And those ranges are pretty good, man. They're really decent. They have like regular pistol, long range, you know, sniper kind of stuff, and then they have a trap range. And there was a guy, I went with him. There was a guy there, okay? There was some random dude, okay?
Sexy motherfucker. I'm sorry.
So it's okay. So there was a guy there at the range that day. Okay, he showed up with all of his stuff ready to do the competition shooting. You know, the AR, the shotgun, the pistol, and nobody showed up. So I guess he didn't get the memo that it was canceled or something. So he was just like, "Hey guys, I came here for a competition, but nobody showed up. You guys want to go up and shoot some trap with me?" And we were like, sure. So Austin and I went up to the trap range, and he was just like, yeah, you can use all of my shotguns. Just do whatever you want.
Shit.
And I was just like, okay, cool. So we got to shoot his 12 gauge. We got to shoot, whatever he had with him. And it was the first time I ever did trap shooting. And it was like, it's one of the best days of my life.
Yeah.
Because when you hit that disc, bro, it's like another feeling. You hit the disc and you're just like,
clay pigeon.
shoot. Yeah, the clay pigeon. Yeah, man. You're just like,
they used to use real pigeons?
I would not be surprised.
Yeah, that's why they call them clay pigeons.
Yeah. So
So I just let it.
yeah, dude, it was a really fun day, man, honestly. It was a good day.
Like fun.
Yeah, man.
I think the reason why they canceled the competition shoot, where you put your rifle and your shotgun in like a barrel, and you have your pistol on your hip.
Yeah.
And then you start with your rifle, then you switch to shotgun, then you switch to pistol.
Yep.
Yeah, so you do the competition shooting. I think they canceled it that day because it had rained for some reason. They canceled it. Like, it wasn't raining at all.
They didn't want to get muddy.
Yeah, exactly. So, or the targets to get wet.
When you're running around with guns and shooting, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so, but that same day, Austin, I don't know, he probably doesn't have it anymore. I don't think he does, but he had a 22 AR-15. And I'm telling you, bro, if you love shooting the AR, you're going to love shooting that 22 AR.
It's probably like nothing.
It's nothing, bro. It is a BB gun.
Yeah.
It is like shooting a straight up BB gun. There's no recoil, and the craziest thing is about that gun, the buffer spring, the bolt, everything is like in one piece. Like no lie. The buffer spring isn't even in the stock. Like, you know how the buffer spring goes back here?
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The buffer spring goes up here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like all one piece. It's like so crazy, like how compact it is, because it's a 22.
no
There's no
recoil.
kick. Yeah, there's no
Yeah.
recoil at all. Like you could shoot a BB gun and be fine. So yeah, but that was the same day we went and shot all that dude's shotguns, and it was a good day. And I guess because it was an NRA range, anything goes. They trust the people. You know what I mean? They just trust them because it's the NRA.
Mhm. Oh, the KNS pin.
KNS, yes sir. Still got them. I had to use these the other day.
You did?
KNS, yep.
What's that?
KNS pins.
He gave me the KNS pins for my trigger assembly.
Uh-huh.
Didn't I give you some, Dimitri?
No.
Oh, I did?
Yeah,
do they
so
do?
they're just way better. They're more reliable. Like, see these right here? You see this bar? You see that bar?
Yeah.
What bar?
The bar right here.
Yeah.
That's a part of the KNS precision, the trigger assembly pins.
Uh-huh.
They're way more reliable. They're more durable, longer lasting.
Yeah. And it's actually made for fully auto guns, so the pins don't back out.
Yeah.
But
So-
the thing is, they can break, and if they break, those will still hold in. You know what I mean?
So for a semi-automatic, they should last a very long time.
Yeah, definitely. They say even if broken ones, pins have broken before, and they have held them together, and still fire.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
they like $30, man.
I'm telling you, man. All the stuff Rob hooked me up with. The only thing I bought for this rifle was the trigger, was the hand grip, the pistol grip.
Yeah.
Everything else Rob hooked me up with, the KNS pins and the ambidextrous charging handle,
Charging handle.
the Raptor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. Like I said, I want to make that thing reliable. That you put your life on it, man.
You can pull it from either side. It's not meant for just left or right-handed shooters.
Yeah.
Like that's what I did with mine. Like I
You
brought
shoot
it-
left-handed, right, Josh?
Yeah, I shoot left-handed because my left eye is better, but I
Yeah.
do everything else right-handed.
Get me giddy.
No, I know, and that's the thing. So, like, one of the issues that I have is I'm left eye dominant.
What's
What?
yours out, Dimitri?
Huh?
What's out your AR?
I don't own such
I'm,
thing.
no, you beat
Hey,
me,
yo.
man.
You want to hear something funny, Rob?
No, but no. So
Sorry,
like
you
my
go first.
no. Like my problem is like I'm left eye dominant and I'm
Yeah.
right,
You're left eye dominant, but what?
I'm right-handed.
Okay.
So when I go,
That's how I am.
okay. But I have tried to shoot with my left hand. Rob, do
Okay.
you remember when we were at Hat Baker?
Yeah.
Okay, so Josh, I'm gonna pull my mic away so you can see.
Have a yo.
This shit is ridiculous. All right, so I was trying to shoot with
Hey,
my
Jess.
left eye, right? Except I didn't have it here
hmm
on my left shoulder. No, I'm sorry. I had it. No.
You had it on your left shoulder, but you were looking through your right eye.
No. All right, listen to
Your
this.
right
Josh.
eye, but your left
Hold
shoulder.
up. Listen to this dumb shit, Josh. Okay.
Okay.
So I had it on my right shoulder, right? I wasn't using this hand to shoot with
Okay.
on the trigger.
Wait a minute. Don't tell me. Left
Bruh.
shoulder, right hand. Oh
That's
my
what
god.
I was doing.
Bro.
It was so bad.
And your left eye, right?
Yeah, my left eye. so I
Oh
was
my
shooting like
gosh, dude. That's like shooting it like this.
this. Yeah, that's literally what I was doing.
Dude.
And then,
Are you
and then
kidding me?
bro, I remember Rob just told me, he's like, Dimitri, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm trying to shoot. And he's like, "Look at what you're doing. You're embarrassing us." And then I look down and see what I'm doing. And I'm like, "All right, I think it's time for us to leave."
That's so awkward, man.
It was so bad.
Hey,
You
how's it
live and you
going?
learn.
You can, if you want to go listen to what my friends are saying and you hear the rest of, our conversation, you can go to twitch.tv/JKNEF. And you can
Yes,
hear the
sir.
rest of our conversation. I'll add it as a comment so you can
Are we making you money, Josh?
JKNEF,
That's literally the main reason.
No, I'm just saying it on there. Like,
twitch.tv
that's cool, man.
slash
Yeah, man.
JKNEF.
Yo, what if we get big on
Post.
Twitch, man?
If you want to
Get
check
big
that
on
out, you
everything.
can. I'm not saying you have to, but you'll be able to hear the rest of our conversation, and it would
And
make more
yes,
sense.
it is juicy.
It is juicy, yes.
Look at the GoPro.
What is
Not on me.
Because the problem, like, I'm
Okay.
looking at yours, and
Okay.
you're looking at yours, and we're
That
not
works for me.
looking at this one. And that's
Oh,
the
yours.
sexy one.
Oh, yours.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I see.
No, 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 no,
So-
no. Mine's right there.
I know,
Yeah,
isn't it showing
so-
up on
I
your-
know.
You were shooting with your right hand, but looking at your
Yeah, I'm
left
looking at
eye.
it. You're right, man.
And on my left shoulder.
On
Like a
your left
clown.
shoulder, yes.
Yes.
Like this.
Like a clown. Yeah.
That's-
just like that.
That feel-
Exactly like
that
that.
would feel awkward.
It was awkward.
Yeah, I bet.
So when I went to do some training and the instructor made us shoot left-handed, right?
I want to start doing that too.
Yeah,
Training with both hands.
Yeah, we definitely need to. I got a bunch of trainings. Remember I told you we need to do them? So basically, he made us shoot with our less dominant hand, right? So like when I shot one-handed with my dominant hand, which is my right, I shot and it would go
Sasquatch.
like this, right? I would go pow,
Okay.
pow. When I was shooting with my left hand, it was going like this.
Oh, you got that gangster thing on, huh?
Okay.
That's what I mean.
So instead of going from top to bottom, it was going sideways.
Maybe just the way
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Just, I don't know.
Okay.
That sounds wild.
it was crazy. I could, and I tried to correct it because I shot for the first time.
What were
Yasa.
you using?
Huh?
I'm sorry
were
if
you
I butchered
using?
your
I'm
name.
sorry.
Please
What were you
forgive me.
using?
But
It was a G17.
Oh, okay.
Diasa. Diliasa.
Yeah.
I don't know how to pronounce your name. Sorry. So instead of going top to bottom, you went like sideways.
Exactly.
So-
and I couldn't stop it.
So
Like
why do you think that is?
I don't know.
I think just because of your muscles, man. Just,
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
you know what I think? The reason why I think you did that is because your left eye dominant,
Mhm.
your brain is telling your hand do the motion that least obstructs your left eye from the view. You know what I'm saying? So instead of going up and down, which would kind of like block your view for a split second, you're going sideways, which
Uh-huh.
does not obstruct your left eye
So
view.
it could be how you was pressing the trigger too.
Or that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right. So it's cleared for everybody that's gonna
The
talk
BB
shit.
gun is clear.
The BB
Yeah,
gun.
it's all clear. It's all clear. You know what I'm saying?
So
We're empty.
the main,
No rounds are coming out. We're good.
All right.
so when I get into shooting position, right?
Okay.
So when I get in shooting position, I have to actually close my left eye.
Even though it sees better.
Exactly. Because I've tried to
You're
move
flagging the
my
hell out of me,
hand
Demetrius.
over to here.
So shooting right-handed, but with your left eye.
Exactly. And when I do that, I still can't see what is happening. Right? You know how you're supposed to have perfect
Yeah.
front sight vision,
Mhm.
blurry.
Yep.
I can't do that
That's-
unless I close my left eye.
Yep.
Yo, did,
I think that's a left brain, right brain kind of thing.
does
Yeah.
Tony
Like-
have a Twitch account?
No.
Oh, I was gonna say tell him to hop on Twitch or something, man.
Yeah, right?
I would like to have Tony on here as a guest too.
Yeah, he would be a good guest. Because, you know,
Him,
he's
Sean-
been a lot.
Sean, definitely, man.
Yeah, I told Savage.
You
Hey, look,
remember-
actually, no,
It was just
dude,
an idea,
Tony,
remember?
dude, Tony just hopped on.
Yeah.
He said get a red.
Tony's on.
He said get a red dot and a co-witness.
Hey.
Yeah, but like I was like I'm saying, yeah. So and Savage is still here, by the way. There's there's 5 people on
Savage.
5 people on Twitch right now. So
All right.
so
man, we
yeah,
big time now, man.
like I'm
We
saying,
got 5 people.
Right?
left
That's more than
brain-
on TikTok.
left brain, right brain. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's why if you're shooting with your left eye, but you're
Uh-huh.
using your right hand, it just feels very unnatural. Okay,
Exactly.
that's why it was difficult. You go to boot camp and stuff, and it's just like learn because I never shot a gun before I went to boot camp, so learning to shoot in boot camp was like a new thing for me because it's just like, okay, I'm not left hand dominant, but my left eye is way better than my right eye. So now you have to learn, get more muscle memory with your non-dominant hand.
Mhm.
And it's just like you're learning like a whole new skill. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's very odd, but
Yeah.
they don't allow people to shoot with one hand and an opposite eye. It's just
Yeah.
not how they do things in the military. Whatever hand you're shooting with, you better be shooting with that eye.
Can I say one thing? One thing about since I started wearing carrying, like people think it'll make you think you're Superman or something, but nah. The thing it made me is more alert to actually avoid a situation where I would have to use it. You know what I mean? Like I think differently.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the
All
only
your
thing it
training is to avoid a
Yeah.
situation where you're going to need to use your weapon.
That's what it does. It makes me think like if I do something stupid and I use this, it is a lot of stuff behind it. You know what I mean?
You're
A
gonna go to
lot.
jail.
Yeah,
You're gonna go to jail.
yeah. It's nothing nice or nothing fun about self defense.
And that was the thing that the instructor said, all right? He said, before you pull your weapon out, you have 2 things that go through your mind, right?
Yep.
Am I willing to die?
Mm-hmm.
Am I willing to go to jail?
Yeah.
Okay. Is this situation that I'm in right now,
Yes.
where I'm thinking of pulling out my weapon and using it, is it at the point that I am willing to go to jail for,
Right.
and I am willing to
Yeah.
die for?
Cause that's the point of no return, man. When
Exactly.
you pull
Yeah.
it's the point of no return.
Yeah.
Right. You never know what situation you're going to be in, and
Exactly.
you never know where it's going to happen. You
Right.
could be in a state where self-defense
yeah, and
equals jail time.
They say,
So it just depends on the situation and where you are.
yeah, if something would happen, you're always on the defensive.
Yes.
That's what they say, and that's why they say you need to have one in a chamber. You're never on the offense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The person that's trying to harm you or do whatever to you is the offensive.
Yes.
You're defensive.
I want to defend my life. I want to
Yeah.
defend my loved one's life.
Yep.
Okay,
exactly.
that's exactly what I'm doing. Okay,
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not gonna run around like like Ip Man said.
Yeah.
you wanna learn self-defense. You wanna learn how to fight, but you
Yep.
don't want to go around picking fights.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What you want to
Exactly,
do
man.
is just be humble and defend in when you need to. Use your
Exactly.
skills, use your training when you
Use it.
need to.
This is the biggest self-defense
Yeah,
thing. Your brain, your mind.
exactly.
The way you think.
Yeah.
Yep.
You got to
If
be
you
quick.
could avoid a situation, by all means,
Yes, exactly.
avoid
And
it.
that's what
Exactly.
this made me do. Like I was more alert before, but it just takes it to a different level actually doing that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yep. That's why
Yeah.
doing those quick draw drills, doing
Yeah.
those quick draw, quick fire, like 2 in the
Yeah.
chest, 1 in the head, or just quick
Mhm.
2 rounds, bam, bam,
Yeah.
and then holster it. Doing those drills makes a difference.
And that's what. So the instructor, he was telling us, he was like, you are getting a privilege that you have to be the most responsible
Yes.
person everywhere you go.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
You have to
Exactly.
be the
Very,
most
yep.
responsible person everywhere you go.
Yep.
He said there's different codes. There's code white, code orange, and code red.
Yep.
Code white is when you're being just a dumbass. Like when you see people just walking down the street on their phones, they got headphones on,
Yep.
and all this stuff. And he said your responsibility is to never ever be code white when you are carrying a weapon. That's your responsibility, because not only can you get in a situation where you have to use it, one, but two, you might use it in a situation that is completely wrong. He said one of the things is if you're walking down the street and you're on your phone, and then all of a sudden behind you, you hear somebody just running. You know what I mean?
Yes.
If you're not paying attention and all of a sudden your senses pick up someone's running behind you, you know, what's the first thing that's going to pop up in your head? It's like,
turn around
behind me. Exactly.
Yes.
And then he said that's where your training comes into play.
Yes.
Because he said how I train myself is like there's two things that are happening. Someone's running up behind me to rob me or to hurt me, or someone's going for a jog. So all I do is take a step back, turn towards the
Exactly.
sound.
You gotta assess the situation fast too.
Yeah.
That's what I've also trained myself to do, and it's kind of helped me. If I am standing in front of a reflective surface, I will always look, before I turn around, I will always check the reflection to see what is happening behind me. That's another thing that I've also, that I've also done. Like ATMs have those little mirrors on them.
Yes, yep.
Yep, windows, you can see a reflection, all that stuff. Always check what is happening behind you. You never know, and it's just something good that you can prepare or train your mind to automatically do before you go to do something where you put yourself in a position that is like risky or vulnerable or anything like that in general.
Especially when it comes to currency, because that's mainly what people want.
Exactly. Like if you pull out your wallet, you know what I'm saying? People are probably watching.
There's eyes everywhere, man.
Yeah, exactly. So, very smart. Very smart to like train your mind to automatically do these things. And that's why taking classes, taking handgun courses are extremely important, because now that concealed carry laws are, becoming, more, dominant in certain states. That's why it's important to take these courses on how to handle yourself and how to handle a handgun in a situation where you might need it. You might not think you're going to need it one day, but you will need it one day. You know what I mean? So
hopefully never.
I hope I never have
hopefully
to use
never,
it,
but you just might. And that's why the training, the muscle memory is super important.
Yeah. I hope I never have to use it.
Yeah. Exactly.
One of the things that's helped me, I watched a lot of YouTube videos on dry firing and finding out where the wall of your trigger is.
Yeah.
Finding out where the wall of your trigger. So like when I was shooting, while I was taking my classes, I noticed. All right, so first time ever, right? You know the shot counter that goes beep.
Yep.
And it takes and so basically he would tell us like, all right, you have to shoot at 5 and 6. You have to shoot 2 times at 5.
Yep.
2 times at 6. Right.
Okay.
You have 6 seconds to get off 4 shots. Right. And he would tell us we did it like 4 times each, and he would tell us like, all right, ready, set, and then when we heard a beep,
sorry,
it was time to go.
Sorry.
Something just popped up on that.
I'm sorry, my headphones hit my
something just popped up on Demeter's laptop.
Okay, sorry. I apologize. My headphones hit my pop filter and it kind of like smashed into my mic, so it was probably unpleasant for the ears.
I don't mean to cut you off, but this kind of seems therapeutic, man, too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's important. This is important for people to hear.
Talking about it,
especially for people who are on the fence about buying a firearm. They've been thinking about
people,
it because of the city that they live in or the state that they live in. It's very important. What were you going to say, Rob?
Exactly. Like, I don't know. I was just saying this is to help people that think firearms are bad.
Yeah,
they're not.
exactly. Like um, I was watching the Steven Crowder, Ladder with
Mm-hmm.
Crowder, and he took a bunch of people to the
Hello.
range, and they changed their minds about guns.
Was it the young ladies?
Yeah, it was young ladies, young
Yep.
men, and
Mm-hmm.
they completely changed their minds about firearms. He said some of them bought firearms,
Mm-hmm.
and they, now it's a everyday thing for them, a carry. And now,
Yeah.
he told a story about a woman in New Jersey. When you buy a firearm, a handgun specifically, you have to wait. Uh,
Rob, come this way. Sorry,
um,
Josh.
no, you're good. You're good. I'm sorry.
That's where my son and my wife are sleeping. Over
He said
here. Yeah. Sorry
he
about
said
that.
no, you're okay. He
Nice.
said in New Jersey there was a woman who bought a firearm, but
Mm-hmm.
because of the laws in New Jersey, she had to wait 2 weeks before she could actually pick up the gun.
Mm-hmm.
And within that 2 weeks, she was assaulted.
Yep.
And that's
By the
just
guy that the reason why she was getting it, right?
yeah, and that's the
Yeah.
reason why those gun laws, those arbitrary gun laws, are pointless. You know what I'm saying? The people aren't buying the guns just so they can go out and do crimes. You know what I mean? I think the vast majority of the people who want to buy guns, they just want to defend themselves. Or,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, exactly. So the point that happened, that should be in a case study. You know what I mean? And I'm sure
Mhm.
that's happened in many other places where they've had holds on people buying firearms and they had to wait a couple weeks or a month or 2 months, whatever.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But the people want the firearms to defend themselves. And
Yeah.
that's becoming more and more prevalent. People are just trying to defend themselves because lawlessness today is just lawlessness abounds. You know what I'm saying? Just like the Bible says.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people, they're not going to pay attention to the law. They're
Mm-hmm.
not going to, adhere to any code of conduct or literally anything. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The Bible says the law is written on our hearts. So the people like us, we understand the difference between good and evil.
Mm-hmm.
We understand that, we have a moral code, the moral law, because God wrote that on our hearts. But for
Mm-hmm.
the other people, their only goal is for themselves: steal, kill, destroy, whatever.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So I feel like having a firearm is a major deterrent. And I'm sure if they did a study on the people who owned firearms who had not even shot the firearm, just brandish
Mhm.
it, just show it, how
Mhm.
many crimes they prevented from happening just because the criminal who was there knew there was a civilian in the area who had a firearm, how many crimes they prevented. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like the guy
Yeah.
who stopped that shooting, he had an AR-15, the most
Mhm.
dangerous weapon according to
Mhm.
CNN. You know what
Mhm.
I mean? He prevented a church from being shot up. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So, I don't know, man.
And
Train.
that's one of
Training, muscle memory.
that. So the guy that I work with, that's ex law enforcement. That's
Yeah.
one of the things that he said that he wants states to like enforce, like if you do decide to get a concealed carry, or you know what
Yes.
I mean, whatever, that you have to do a certain amount of training. You know what I mean? And like, so, like, for me, right, I want to be as proficient as possible with my weapon,
Yes.
right? But that's a personal decision.
Yeah.
And most people that, like, in when I took an instructing class, there was some people in there that have never shot a gun before,
Yeah.
and then now they could potentially go out there and have this weapon on them for protecting themselves. And there's nothing wrong with that,
Of
right?
course.
There's nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, it's like I saw people in my class shaking, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? like
Seriously,
visibly
right before
shaking.
they shot, right?
Right before they shot, during they were shooting. And to me, that is a good thing,
Yeah.
right? It's a good thing because this person is like, okay, I'm scared,
Yes.
but I want to protect myself.
They
But
have
at the same,
respect for what they're holding.
exactly.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like if this person gets put in a situation where, and I'm not saying like I don't know how I'm gonna react. All right,
Yeah.
my training is very limited. I go shooting for fun, and now I'm going to incorporate different scenarios, different situations, different malfunctions,
Yep.
in my training because I'm going to have a bigger responsibility. But most people, they just buy a gun and they never shoot it, and then they think like just because they have it, that when the situation comes they're going to be like, oh, okay, well, I'm just going to do this. And don't get me wrong, I've been in that same boat, you
Yeah.
know.
Of course.
It's like, well, I have it, so I know how to use it.
You got to think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does this situation warrant me pulling out my firearm?
Yeah.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
then
Yeah.
like my instructor, he was talking about his daughter snuck out of the house, right?
Yeah.
And she came back in, and he heard, I don't know, I forgot what he said, if it was the window closing or the door closing. And he got up,
Yeah.
he grabbed his gun, and he was standing at the threshold of his bedroom door,
Yep.
and he was looking down from where he heard the sound come from, and he said, "Hey, who is it? Like, who's in my house?" All right. And he said he didn't hear anything. So then so another thing he said is to have a plan of your house. So he started out his bedroom, and then he said something. He didn't hear anything. He moved forward down the hallway, and then went to the next bedroom, took cover. You know what I mean? And was
Yeah.
peeking out. I was like, "Who is it?"
Of course.
You know what I mean? And then he said his weapon, sorry, not his weapon. His daughter was like, "It's me, Dad." And he said, "Well, that was the last time she ever snuck out of the house."
I bet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because could have been a bad situation.
Exactly.
But I don't know. It's so many. You could get put in a situation where everything could go wrong,
Yes.
right? If you're not trained, if you're not
Yes.
training for any of these situations, and you think you're just gonna have this gun, and when it's time for you to use it, you're just gonna use it. Like, imagine, what about if he just went down that hallway, went to his front door, saw that there was a person, saw a silhouette of a person, he thinks somebody's breaking in, and that's happened before. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Of course.
That's happened before.
Yeah.
And imagine he
It's
would have shot
sad.
his daughter, and it's so
Very
messed
sad.
up.
Yeah, dude. Yep, it's very sad. It's happened before, and that's why a part of this channel, this channel that we're starting is
Mm-hmm.
we want to educate. We want to learn ourselves too. We're not just
Yeah, of
trying to
course.
like preach to everybody. We want
Yeah.
to educate people. We want to educate ourselves, and we
Mhm.
want to stress the fact that training is so very important because
Yep.
we don't want anybody to end up in a situation where, like he just said,
Mhm.
they end up shooting a loved one. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So
Mhm.
training is super important. Okay, know
Mhm.
your targets, know what you're shooting at, because you never know what situation you're going to end up in. And
Yeah.
that's why you need to go to the range. If you're interested in getting a firearm,
Mhm.
take the training. Whatever free training or whatever you're willing to do in order to become proficient with a handgun, rifle, whatever
Yep.
home defense weapon you want to protect yourself with. Take some training classes on it and become proficient with that weapon. Okay? Because
Mhm.
this is our right. This is a God-given right. Okay?
Yes, sir.
You have the right to own a firearm. Okay?
Yes, sir.
You should use that right. Okay?
Mhm.
At least
If
while
you don't
we
want
can.
to, that's fine.
Yeah.
No, that's the
yeah,
thing.
Of
If
course.
you don't want to, that's fine. By
Yeah.
all means, if you don't want
Of
to,
course.
if you don't want to do it, don't do it. But don't try to take it away from other people.
Exactly.
People that
Don't-
want to defend their families,
Yes.
like I made a video not that long ago. It was like, people were saying it's like, oh, you don't need a gun. You just call 911. You don't need an AR to defend yourself. Just call 911. And it's like, well, so what you're saying is if somebody breaks into your house and your
Yes.
family is in danger, you are literally outsourcing
Yes.
the defense of your family.
Right. And what happens if you live from a precinct that's like 20 miles away? What
Yeah,
happens
I live
if
out
you,
in the boonies.
Yeah. What happens if you live from a an office that's like, miles away? What's going to
Mhm.
happen? Don't you want to protect your family and your loved ones? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's okay that you don't want to. Nobody's telling you that you have to. It's just that we're stressing the fact that it's your right to own a weapon. Okay? This is from the founding documents, and these are God-given rights to defend yourself, your family, your loved ones. You can defend yourself, okay? Nobody has that over you, okay?
Yep.
So that's just what we're trying to stress. So at 10 minutes left.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, take some classes if you really feel like getting it, buying a firearm, getting into that realm is something that you want or you're interested in. There is plenty of free resources out there. Okay, it doesn't matter what state you're in. There's probably going to be some free training courses. There's something out there. There definitely is. Okay.
Even if you got to pay for it, it's worth it.
Even if you
know
have
what
to
I
pay
mean?
for it, it's worth it, definitely.
Mhm.
But the training, regardless of the fact if you have to pay for it or if it's free, it doesn't matter. It's worth it because the fact that it's a matter of life and death makes it worth it, and everybody's life is precious. Okay, everybody's life is precious, and they all have meaning.
Yes, sir.
Yep. What's
Yep.
Rob doing?
He's on the phone.
Oh, is he boo loving?
I think he's boo loving. You boo loving, motherfucker?
Bruh. Yeah, man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And see, it's different in other countries. Like, when I think about countries like Israel and Korea and, just various countries that have mandatory military service, okay, you see people who are not like Americans, who are not like our younger generation, who are, the social media generation, the TikTok generation, who are very sensitive and want safe spaces, okay, because they had to go through the military, whether or not they go through the military before they go to college or after, they're going through the military, okay?
Yeah, exactly.
They have to. They are required, okay? State law, okay? They don't have sensitive people like America does, okay? And we need more people in America, more tough people, okay? Tony said, dropping a deuce. Okay, so when you look at people like the Asian military, Korea, Japan, China, okay? And even Israel, okay? Look at Israel. They are one of the smallest countries, okay? And they have one of the toughest militaries. Look how small they are. They are surrounded on all sides. They are surrounded by countries that want to drive them off the face of the earth.
Yep.
And look how long they have withstanded. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
If we had people who were more...
The video went out.
I'm sorry. My video went out. Let me fix that real quick. But yeah, if we had more people or if we had a country, I'm not saying where military service was mandated, but I'm saying where young people weren't coddled, Okay,
Mm-hmm.
safe spaces weren't like a thing, and
Right.
participation trophies weren't a thing. You know what I'm saying? Where hard work and dedication gets you somewhere. Okay, where you don't have just to be a part of something to to feel some sort of like acclaim or achievement. You know what I'm saying? Where you are, your hard work, your dedication gets you somewhere. You know what I'm saying? There's
Mm-hmm.
no participation trophies. Your hard work and your medal determines where you're going to go in the future. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
that means something. You know what I mean? They're telling
Yeah.
people that just because you're a part of something, you don't have to put in any work. You know what I'm saying?
You
Like,
can sail by.
yeah, exactly. You can coast by, you can sail by, do whatever you want. It doesn't matter. You're going to get the credit for it. The hard
Like,
work, the dedication, none of that is taught anymore.
yeah, I don't understand why they wanting people to be weak.
Because weak people are easier to be controlled.
I guess like they don't want people to have their own mind,
They
their
don't.
own thoughts.
That they want you to listen.
Yeah, they want to be a part of something, like you were
Yeah.
saying, instead of being making your own. It's like a leech, a symbiotic relationship. Well, I guess it could be classified as symbiotic relationship.
But yeah, this was a good one, fellas. All right, let's wrap this up because it's getting late.
Oh, can I talk about the light on your home defense or whatever?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Yeah, I also wanted to talk about having a light on your home defense weapon to identify your target. I heard Demetri talking about somebody could possibly blow away a family member or something.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Because you wake up in the middle of the night, you hear something bump, you grab your banger or you grab your gun, and then like you half asleep, you don't know what's going on. It's dim lit and everything. So if you would have like just a weapons light on your home defense, and you put the light on it, and you can identify what's going on.
Mhm.
That's why I say it's very important. Well, probably any weapon, even if it's not on your weapon, for you to actually have like a everyday, me personally,
Flashlight.
yeah, a everyday carry flashlight. Just even this could help you with self defense. Shine it in somebody's eye, give you time to get away. You know what I mean? Like it's just like little things like this that could turn a fight around.
Yeah.
You could use this instead of pulling out your gun. You know what I mean? Use it as an impact weapon. Shine it, and
Yeah.
then,
Yeah.
yeah, just
Anything's better than nothing.
right. Like, I know you probably heard this before, but it said it's your responsibility to be ready for the fight.
Mhm.
That's what
Mm-hmm.
James Jenkins said. Rest in peace. He was a god among men. I wish he was. I wish I could have trained with him, man. Like, but yeah, he was. Yeah, rest in peace to him, man.
Yes, sir. All right, fellas. This is actually a very good one. It turned out very amazing.
Yes.
It
All right.
really did. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Joshy, your camera is still shit, by the way.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm working on it right now.
What happened?
The battery.
Oh,
I thought I had it plugged in, but I didn't.
the old.
Oh,
I
man.
thought it had it plugged in.
The old switcheroo.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Like, I think we got a lot of what we feel and our message out there tonight about how this is how the future of the whole podcast is going to be.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? Just us getting how we feel and what we think out there, and talking about our rights and the gain of rights and the loss of them.
Yep.
And
Exactly.
it seems like nowadays it's a toss up, man. Like people are willing to give rights away just to be taken care of, when you can get out there and do it yourself
Yep.
and keep your rights.
Yep.
Exactly.
Like you never give up a right. That's what make America America. The rights we have. That's why
Yep.
people come from different countries to come here.
Yep.
Like, why would you want to change what we have? Like, that's what I don't understand. People say, "Oh, well, why don't we do socialism and ban?" And it's no. People didn't come from other countries for that. They came in for opportunity and freedom, and that's my feeling on what the American flag means. It means freedom. That flag, people die for that flag. That
All over the world.
Yeah, that flag is what gives us the right. That's what people fought for. That's America. That's freedom. That's rights. That's the Constitution. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's for us to be free.
Yep. 100%, man.
Yeah, man. And I just think it's crazy that people want to shit on that nowadays.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's a great end note right there,
Yeah.
Roberto. That's a great
Yeah.
end note right now.
Like, this is America, and we're not going to stand for our rights to be taken away.
Yep.
We're going down fighting.
Exactly.
Yes, sir.
We going down fighting.
Less than a minute.
Yeah.
Everybody have a good
Yeah.
night.
I
Thank
love
you
you
for
guys.
listening.
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
All right.
We
There'll
really
be more of
appreciate it.
this.
Of course.
There will.
Joshy, you have a great night, buddy.
Thank you,
I love you,
man.
Josh.
I love you
All
guys.
right.
I love everybody that listened to us tonight.
Hope
Thank
you have a
you.
great night, man. God bless you
Yes, sir.
guys. Oh.
Bye.
Hey, listen, the main thing I want this podcast to be about, okay, is about us being friends, all right, and we
Fucking love guns.